Okay, so yesterday we got to the point that we were able to, we got it built, but we were having issues deploying it on an existing Ethereum node, local node, no, local chain. So I've been working on that this afternoon, and I did make some progress, but I didn't quite get it working. What ended up happening, first of all, I got it to the point that I had all my ports and all my chain IDs that they also have to match. And I had an existing account. I had to recreate the chain because if you recall, when we created an Ethereum chain, it helps if you have to create accounts with money in them, or it is not going to work to do anything. So I created an account that had a balance. I made sure that the chain IDs were what they expected, which I believe is 5777. All the ports, 7545, all that. Got it to the point where, let's see if I can, I don't know if I can show this. I got to the point that I was able to just, when I went to deploy, it would give me some kind of transaction error. And I have not been able to locate information that tells me why that's happening in this case. There's something that it doesn't like it. I got past the error of it matching ports and chain IDs. The other thing is I got past the error of having limited, not having the right amount of gas, trying to use too much gas, or not having, so I could show you that right here. Well, first of all, before I do that, we'll get back to it, but my solution, what I ended up doing is installing Ganache, which is their local environment, lets you easily create a blockchain. And you can see it here. This is what happens. It's basically, you download Ganache, or you can build it too if you'd like. I just downloaded it, and then you have to run the item you download, the image you download. So you just / and type the name of what you've got, and it'll start up this. Now, what I have is, let's see if we've got anything on my logs. So you can see I have logs. I was able to connect to the do something. I was able to, I did reset. They said that might resolve another issue I'm going to talk about. It migrated it, it started everything, deployed everything, and we now have a contract. So the next thing is you gotta, let's see if we can start this up. Truffle console, let's see if this will start. Should start. Okay. So, let's see, if you type instance, it'll show you everything, oh, that's the wrong command. Let me see if I can find back what I needed here. Let's see if I have it. I'm looking for the actual thing I was looking at, which I can go back to Truffle. Let's see, create an order. I think we may have to go to Truffle and do interacting with your contracts. So You have your contract, it's instance. Oh, you have to tell it first because it doesn't know it. That's right. So I have what you have to do. Let me get back to it. Is have to let it know instance exists. So let instance, and notice this is JavaScript. So this is metacoin dot deployed, and now we go instance, and you can see everything here. Shows you all your coins, all your various things about the contract, including all this bytecode and things that it needs. So you can see the different get balance. So let's do a little transaction here. I'm going to just use these example transactions. Now notice they're using a wait, which means it's doing an asynchronous call here. So got all these are the fake accounts created by Ganache, and now we're going to send the coin. So we're going to send it from account 0 to account 1, it looks like, and it does the transaction. Transaction 07. Let's see if we can find this in Ganache. Transaction. Well, let's see what the log says. Well, log isn't saying too much. Transactions 07 C4 CE. Yep, this is our transaction here. And sender address to a value 0. That's kind of weird since I sent 10, but let's see if we can look at the accounts. Let's see, that might be, let's try something else. Let's try it with 1,000. Actually, I made it 10,000. See if it can do that. And this is transaction OB. Let's look at transaction OB7. Transaction data. Let's see, that's still coming up with so it has the data for the transaction, and let's look at the blocks here. Block 7. So we have the transaction. Why it put the value at 0 when we gave it 1,000? I have to probably go back and look at that send coin to see what that looks like and why it's so it says from block to block logs args cumulative gas used. Let's see, sender address would be, if we look at the account, would be 061, that's correct. And the 2 would be 01B. Oh, to contract address. So, and it's almost like it's not, it's sending it to the contract rather than sending it to what we want it to. That's interesting. I have to look into that a little bit. Now you can see, so you can do your transactions here. Let's see if there's an let's see. So when you make a transaction, you're given a results object. So let's see if we can find the results object. It has the transaction hash, transaction receipt. So that's interesting. And why don't we look at see if there's anything in the logs. Let's look down at the bottom. See if there's anything interesting other than starting server. So we got that. Home tool G-logs. Okay, let's see if there's anything in there. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get out of this. And I don't know which one. That works. And we got oh, okay. And we got okay. Gonna have to do a little copy paste here. And let's see what we got. Here we go. So you can see it here from and then all the data about the transaction. Chain ID, it looks like it's in hex. And a whole bunch of other stuff being run. So now I ran into an issue. Let me do before I do anything else, I'm just gonna see if there's nothing to save right now. Let's look at the general. Okay, so here they want you to add a project. Now this is where I ran into issues. So this is well, you know what, before I do that, there was something else. Oh yeah, let me show you here. So this is my config. So this is so it knows the port and it has the right network ID. And so far it seems to be working. Now the problem I ran into is that, and when we go back here, since I'm going to show you, is this is working great using Ganache. Like I said, with the regular Ethereum node, it's wanting some parameters that I have not been able to figure that out yet. Yet is always the operative word. So it asks you to add a project, right? So I do this, I add Truffle config. Now here's where the problem comes. When I save it, and it is going to sit here, and it is going to hang. Now it may, and then what happens is if I try to start it up again with that workspace, won't work. So let me see if anything is going on here. Let's see. See what we got. Let's see if we can see anything happening. Okay, so what is it doing? Subscription ID. And this was it 2 minutes ago. Actually, probably a minute and a half ago. So we saw a bunch of normal stuff. So this is our get blocked by number, get blocked. And then it's doing this weird thing, ETH unsubscribe. And then it's looking for a subscription ID. So it's having some kind of problem with there's some kind of error that's happening. T-notify cannot be used, reverting to polling. So it just gets hosed. So I am going to do a little research on that, but you could see this is still usable if you use the console commands. Very easy to set up a test environment with a bunch of stuff that's right there. I don't know if it's any better than Remix. Remix seems to, it gives you the editor, and it does. Remix also, if you use it on the Java, it'll create IDs and it'll do all that stuff. So we're gonna have to explore that concept more. But anyway, hopefully you found this interesting, and I would say you can see it's still spinning there. The easiest thing for you to do if you want to use this is get Ganache on the picture. I am going to see, because there's a lot that you have to fight with and get right. if you're using if you're using a straight Ethereum chain. And basically, if put in standard values for the chain. The one other thing, there was one other command I had to run with the Ethereum, and I don't know if it mattered, but to tell it to kind of map everything together, I'm going to have to find that. But anyway, the Ganache makes it a lot easier. It deploys pretty much automatically. The main issue is this ability to map in your actual project here, and it's not happy. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful to you. If it has, give a like, subscribe, ring the bell, and let your friends who might be interested know. So take care.